It's Max Wrestling. It's 522 episode. I am the Cap. He is El Jefe. We're going to talk about NXT finally revealing the new name of Ricky Starks. AEW Grand Slam suffers pretty major criticism. And strap yourselves in because Charlotte Flair has made her WrestleMania decision.
Oh my God, could that be a little more obvious? But also, coming up tonight, for the first time since Max 500 back in September, Beer and the Captain will go face to face in the same room, the very room where Beer defeated him for the world title. What's gonna go down when the world and the TV champ go face to face, mano a mano, for those out there? And of course, you got to make Max Wrestling your home for all things wrestling. So go ahead and click that like button, smash the subscribe button. And for those who prefer the old-fashioned podcast, head on over to the audio platform, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast. And of course, for all these links and a whole bunch more, check out the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
And right after this, head over to our official Facebook group, Max Wrestling, and don't miss the Max Wrestling post-show Aftermath, hosted by our very own Knowledge Champion, Cypher. The QR code is on the screen right now. Scan and go after the show. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt because you never know who's going to show up or what's going to go down on Aftermath. We've had titles dropped. We've had challenges made. You just don't know. But the beauty of Cypher moving to Facebook Live is that even if you're not watching it live, you can catch a replay. So make sure you head over there after this show. But first, we hear from idiots that think Rey Mysterio is a Spider-Man villain. This is shit Mark say.
I'm on him.
They talk shit, so much shit. Little virgins in the basement, eating Cheetos, wearing piss stains. Listen to the shit Marks say.
So a few weeks ago, I started reading out from this group called We Pretend Kayfabe is Alive, and they were fucking hilarious because it's very satire. So I got some more this week, but I'm going to go through the marks first because they are absolute fruitcakes this week. This first one is hilarious.
You said fruitcakes.
Brock handle Shadow X Elsa. Maybe you should stay in the shadows after this tweet.
Hey.
Says, I seriously doubt someone like Gunther is following international indies to know who Zack Sabre Jr. is. Gunther has a job. He's busy.
Oh, for fuck crying out loud.
Who wants to tell him? Who wants to tell poor Brock about Gunther's past? Where he came from? What his old name was? How many times he's wrestled Zack Sabre Jr.?
I was going to say, there's, I want to say at least, I hope I'm exaggerating, 3 or 4 times alone for PWG. And that's the big secret top one or whatever. But God only knows more than I want to say at least double digits elsewhere in Europe. You know what I mean?
I'm going to look it up on Cage Match now. They have faced each other.
If it's fucking not double digits, I'm surprised.
Collectively, 21, but one-on-one, they faced each other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times.
Double digits. I fucking got it. Lord. See, this is the problem with being stuck in the bubble of this is the only thing I watch. This is the issue. And there are other issues along with it, but this is the big main glaring one. I don't need everybody in the world to go watch countless hours of the new guy. Like when Penta showed up, I don't need you to go watch countless hours of AEW or fucking Lucha Underground. Actually, no, go do the Lucha Underground. You'll do yourself a favor. But
hell yeah.
I don't expect anybody to go really do that. You know what I mean? And it's fully up to you if you should. But you gotta do something, right? You can't just let this dude show up and be like, oh, he's a guy for sure. You gotta look him up a little bit, right? They're giving you fucking his title history, and he's a champion here and a champion there, and how he was, the whole UK run and all the other stuff. Like, you, even before NXT, like, you had to have known about Walter at least a little bit. And then even with the word Zack Sabre Jr., especially 2 or 3 years, actually, no, not 2 or 3 years ago, go a little further back, 5, 6 years ago, when he was an NXT mainstay, and actually fresh at that, you couldn't say Zack Sabre Jr. without saying Walter right next to it, or Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. right next. They were literally coinciding one another. So to be this oblivious is fucking hilarious. Next thing you're gonna tell me is you have no idea who Dean Malenko is.
Oh, I seriously doubt someone like AJ Styles cares about TNA history. Brock, just saying that Google is free. There's no charge for Google.
You know what? If you got one of those
Yes.
cool things called the Alexa in your house, she'll fucking, you know what I mean? She got questions. She got answers sometimes, most of the time.
Yeah, Alexa will probably look up cage match.
Hey.
Oh, jeez. I almost don't even want to say this one
worse.
because it's just...
It's already getting worse.
I think I dropped a few IQ points when I read this tweet, and I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, I mean, it's not going to be as low as this guy. For some reason, though, there's another Sonic reference. So that last guy had Shadow. This next guy's got Shadow on his DP. This is JP. And JP responded to a photo that an account called Alan Cheapshot posted. It's a really old photo of Brett and Owen together at home. And JP said, I assume this was before Owen died.
No, it was after. He dug him up. I'm going to hell.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I had the same train of thought. Yeah, no.
I fucking what? Come on, bro. I mean, huh?
What?
There's dumb statements, and then there's this. Because Lord jeez, and then I get satire, and I get the jokes, right? But good God.
I could maybe excuse if it was verbal, because sometimes you have a brain fart, like, oh, my uncle died. Oh, I hope he gets better. Wait. Huh? But you tweeted this. You posted this on the internet for other humans to see.
Yeah. And I'm sure nowhere within there is there like a rebuttal, or did you edit your post because it'll say edit it? No, you didn't do nothing. You were like, fuck it. Send it, baby. Lord.
Oh, jeez. I can't even go into that one too much. That's just pure stupidity. And then, of course, we get the usual AEW hate. So, Northwest Seahawk said, he responded to John. This is the dude, Jonathan I. Blake, whatever, said, so if AEW used a 15x15 ring for Dynamite, and a 16x16 for Collision, and a 20x20 for pay-per-views, you don't see that as being a problem, and size wasn't the biggest factor. And Northwest said, well, how were the wrestling matches on the wrestling show? As if to say, who gives a shit how big the ring is? And John came back with, honestly, didn't watch. Don't like AEW. Well, you've already lost my fucking care in your opinion on AEW then. He thinks AEW is a huge bane to the wrestling industry. I think you'll find it's done wonders for the wrestling industry. It's provided an alternative payday that can compete with WWE's payday, and for a period it pushed WWE to up their game and to the point where they're now
for a period.
Now they're even better.
let's. That's where I think that it needs to be a known factor. It should be a stated fact. WWF got better when WCW came in.
Yes.
I do not give a shit. Not a single shit. How much you may have liked or hated or dissed or whatever WCW. The fact of the matter is and Eric Bischoff is already getting a stiffy the second I say this. For 86 weeks, they dominated. Not just beat, they dominated WWF and forced them to make drastic changes to turn into the Attitude Era. They forced change out of this company to take what they were giving the audience as like it or leave it, because where else are you going to go to, oh shit, come back, please? What do you think they're doing now? What do you think? I mean, yes, I understand that, and you can make the complete total argument that Vince was on his way out anyway. You fucking got it, bud. You're 100% right. And they chose the right guy to run the ship. But let's be real. It looked like it wasn't really going to change at first. For the first month, it really wasn't going to look like it was going to change very much. You just got a couple different guy pushes and but there wasn't no real change. And with the other companies, not just AEW, TNA, the reality of people will go out of their way to watch shit in Japan. People go out of their way to watch shit in Canada, for crying out loud. Like Maple Leaf Pro. You were forced to change. WWE has improved thanks to all the competition around it. So like it, hate it, love it, loathe it, whatever. AEW is here. It's good. Again, shit on it if you watch it. If you don't watch it, go over there.
Pack up.
Just go over there, unplug your phone, and when it dies, go to bed. Because goddamn.
And then touch grass.
Please.
All right,
and
so
not
those
the
are
grass
the
you planted by your fucking window. Neither go outside.
So those are the marks. Now we've got pretending that kayfabe is alive. So
this is gonna be awesome.
This is kind of the flip side of marks. These are the ones that know what they're saying. Matthew says Cody Rhodes needs to be more prepared when speaking in front of an audience. He should know what he wants to talk about instead of asking us, so what do you want to talk about? I suggest note cards for Cody so he remembers what he needs to talk about.
Could you imagine that?
Love it. Yeah, some people probably do actually think like
jacket. That'd be great.
I'm sure people actually think like that. Why does he keep asking us what he wants to talk about? Just cut your promo. I love Jason's because it is a genuine question, actually, that has been asked many, many times. If a match is unsanctioned, why does WWE allow the match to be on their show? Or once it's over, why do they show highlights? It's almost as though they're actually sanctioning the match. Why is there an official referee? The whole concept of an unsanctioned match is kind of ridiculous, but it just emphasizes that shit's gonna hit the fan, basically.
I love it though. I think it's great. I like how AEW does the whole how they call it lights out.
Yeah.
Where it's all right, cool, because that way it's oh well, hey, you're at a different show. It's really.
I mean,
but it's okay, fine, humor me.
Honestly, with unsanctioned matches, they should do a contract signing where it's just a waiver. So you sign your name on this paper, we accept no responsibility for what you do to each other. Instead, they just big it up and it's a hardcore match. That's all it is.
They should sign it before they get in the ring to start the fight. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then that way, if you really wanted, if you had a heel, this is going back in the day. If you had a heel GM, you could be oh, you had no idea what you signed. You know what I mean? And you just swerve some dudes on them or whatever. That'd be awesome.
But while we're on that topic, let's go straight into Raw because, of course, that's where we got the unsanctioned match from. So Raw opened with Sami Zayn hell-bent on settling the score with Kevin Owens. Adam Pearce finally pleads with Zayn to accept that he's not medically cleared before agreeing to an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber, which means if they want to wrap chairs around each other's heads, Adam Pearce can't stop them. If they want to beat each other down in the concourse area, Adam Pearce can't stop them. And if they want to pile drive each other, Adam Pearce can't stop them. It's funny though, but in a Hell in a Cell match, you can get DQ'd.
Stop bringing up old memories. God damn it. It flashed before me.
Backstage, there's clearly still some tension in the Judgment Day, as Finn plans on all of them being successful towards the Elimination Chamber, and he reiterates no new members to Dominic, because Dominic really wants to bring in a new member. AJ Styles, and also I gotta say, Carlito is just comedy gold as a side character. He's just, everything he says is just hilarious, and he doesn't even say much. He's just by being there, he's funny. AJ Styles defeats Dominic Mysterio with a Styles Clash despite interference from Carlito. After the match, Braun Breaker attempts a sneaky spear, but hits Dominic as Styles dodges and is kicked out of the ring. I am so ready for AJ Styles and Braun Breaker for the IC title, hopefully at Mania.
Oh my God.
And on another note, AJ's looking jacked.
Jacked.
Like, I think this is the biggest his biceps have ever been.
Well, swole.
Like, AJ used to be the little high flyer. Now he's just like, boom. He's just gonna hench.
He was for a while like gaining weight, and you could tell he wanted to put on weight, and he was. And then I want to say everybody does this when they go to WWE. You got to get big. You got to get big. You got to get big. And he tried to get big at first, and it felt like it didn't work. And then he had moments where it was like, boom, okay, Uncle AJ's looking jacked. Uncle AJ's looking jacked. And I think with the amount of time that he's had off, he's definitely put in the fucking work because he looks prime.
Yeah.
AJ looks prime, and the Theme is back. Gotta love the Theme.
Saw his entrance, and I was like, shit, well, I mean, he's got bigger, so I wonder how much he weighs now, like 240, 250. He comes out weighing 220 pounds. Fuck off.
Oh, nice.
No way is he still 220.
Surprised he's not pulling a Randy. I've been eating. I'm almost 300.
I'm sure he was like 225 when he first came to WWE. But anyway, Dakota Kai earns another shot at Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental title as she defeats Ivy Nile with a GTK. I know Lyra hasn't had it very long, but I wouldn't be mad if she dropped it straight to Dakota because I think Dakota should have had it in the first place and then dropped it to Lyra. But anyway, here we are. Plus, they haven't really done anything with Lyra since she won the title.
No.
Actually, they've done nothing.
I was gonna say they've done not a damn thing.
She's done a couple of promos, and then she lost the Chamber qualifier last week. That's all they've done since she won the title. So, hopefully, a nice little win for Dakota. She deserves a singles title. Then Gunther walks through the crowd, mocking Jey Uso and the smelly fans. And as he gets to the ring, he corners Pat McAfee for cheering Jey on. Finally, Jey Uso breaks through security, and they get into another brawl. Jey's looking like a hero going into Mania.
Hero, Jey.
Loved this next match. Penta defeated Pete Dunne with a Pentagon driver as Dunne is distracted by Ludwig Kaiser. We also found out this week, I think it was yesterday actually, on one of Sheamus' training videos, Penta's had a torn bicep for 3 years and he never got it fixed. So he's literally got like half a bicep.
Fucking hell, mate. Like, I remember
and he's there doing fucking curls.
Well, I do remember. Well, then you got to get him repaired at some point. But everybody, the guys I was going to mention had eventually got it repaired. Like, I remember when John was wrestling with a torn bicep for a while.
Yeah.
And then Tanahashi was wrestling with the torn bicep for like a year. And I was like, oh, that's fucking brutal. This guy went 3 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Somebody kicked him in the arm, tore his bicep, and he never got it fixed. So, Penta's a badass. After the match, while Kaiser and Pete Dunne argue, Penta takes them both out with a dive. Maybe we'll get a triple threat down the line. In another Chamber qualifier, Roxanne Perez pulled off an upset over Raquel Rodriguez. Is it really an upset, though? With Pop Rocks after Bianca and Naomi attack Liv Morgan and distract Raquel. The New Day get more massive heat from the crowd as they talk trash about Rey Mysterio. Finally, they're interrupted by the rest of the LWO and leads to a brawl in the ring. And in the main event, in another Chamber qualifier, Seth Rollins defeats Finn Balor with a crossface after reversing the crossface into a stomp. And I think they said that was the 11th time those two have faced each other one-on-one.
God damn, that sounds about right.
Yeah, run it back to the original Universal title match.
God damn, how long ago? That was like
that was 9 years ago.
9? Holy shit.
SummerSlam 2016, the Universal title.
And
then, of course, Finn fucked up his shoulder.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, so Seth's in the Chamber. Another loss for Finn. Raquel lost. So it's not looking good for the Judgment Day. Maybe Dom's got a point. Maybe they need a new member.
Finn B.
Because fuck knows how long JD's going to be out for.
A minute.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Fuck.
And as far as the New Day goes, obviously they're outnumbered with the LWI. I saw somebody say maybe the New Day should recruit Omos, which, nah. I mean, I know it's 3-on-2 right now if they're fighting the LWO, maybe more when Ray comes back, but they work as a tag team. I don't think they need to become a stable again.
They don't really. Yeah, I was gonna say they're really good with what they are. Adding somebody would dilute it. You don't want to dilute this right now. The New Day were the New Day forever. It was like John Cena ish. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, they're never gonna change. They're gonna come out of a box of cereal forever. And my kids will fucking be adults when they're still coming out of boxes of cereal. No, didn't happen.
No, they were. I think New Day went over 10 years. They've got that chemistry. You don't need to fuck it up by adding somebody else to it. Kofi and Xavier just works. All right, now over to Beer for one of his 2 NXT recaps this week for a Vengeance Day review.
What's good, everyone? This is Beer. This is your NXT Vengeance Day review part. So we had a banger of a wrestling weekend. We had AEW Grand Slam, and also we had NXT Vengeance Day. Now, I loved Vengeance Day. I was on edge of my seat for most of it because I thought we had 6 fantastic matches for the show. Anyway, let's get into it. So the opening match of the night saw Stephanie Vaquer face Fallon Henley for the NXT Women's North American Championship, and we have a new NXT North American Women's Champion, and that was Stephanie Vaquer, who won with the I can't remember the name of the backbreaker. I think it's an SVC or something along those lines. Stephanie wins. Very good match. It started a bit sloppy, but then when it started to kick into gear, it turned out to be an underrated banger. And next up, we have, for me, the match of the night. We have Fraxium, the best tag team in the world, to take on Josh Briggs and Inamura. And it was an absolute classic. Fraxium retain. Insane match again. Fraxium, without a doubt, they're the best tag team in the world. A bit of sportsmanship at the end with both teams shaking hands after the match. And then we had a stable who have been advertised for a few weeks now. It is giving me a little bit of Retribution 2.0 flashbacks. But we are awaiting the explanation. What's their purpose? I know 2 of the names I'm very familiar with. One is Dion Lennox, who I have rated for a while, and I think Dion Lennox is going to be a stud. And also Cutler James. That is another one. I'm not too familiar with the other guys. I think one of them is actually Joshua Black, but I think he's undergone a new name now. So, from the PC. Except Dion Lennox has featured a little bit on NXT. And then we have another underrated match. Eddie Thorpe beat Trick Williams in a leather strap match. This was a very good match. Fully enjoyed it. A lot of people moaning that Eddie won, and he needed the win more than Trick. Let's face it, now it's going to establish Eddie Thorpe into a badass heel, and I'm in love with it, and I like it a lot. Then next up, we have Ethan Page against Javon Evans. This was a fun match. Ethan wins with the Eagle Cutter, I believe. I think it's something like that. Page wins after hitting Evans right in the jaw again. He's pissing up blood again. It's a bit of a shame. There was no Josh Alexander, who I thought could have debuted, but there was sadly no Josh Alexander. Then we have the triple threat match for the NXT Championship. We have Oba Femi taking on Austin Theory and Grace Moore in a triple threat match. This was fun. This was a very good triple threat match. Oba retained, as we all knew, with a fall from Grace. There was a bit of disintegration between A-Town Down Under, and please, will they pull the trigger on Austin Theory? Get this guy as the biggest babyface. This guy's got potential. This kid's a stud. What are they waiting for with Austin Theory? Please turn this motherfucker into a fucking heat. Turn this motherfucker into a face. We all know Waller is the biggest heat magnet in wrestling, except Logan Paul. And then we have Ava backstage. This is a segment I forgot. I'm just reminding myself now. We have Ava in her office, and we have the return of Adriana Grace, the daughter of the man who came into Ava's office, Santino Marella. Freaking WWE legend Santino Marella was at NXT Vengeance Day. It was sick. Pretty smooth having Santino back. And it looks like it's a possibility this could happen. It is going to be an NXT versus TNA premium live event. It's going to be at one point this year. And I tell you what, I'm all in for it. Please make it happen. And in the main event of the night, we have Julia facing Bayley, Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade in a fatal four-way match. This is a very good fatal four-way. I think it was a bit predictable who the winner was going to be. It is my queen, Julia. She is still the women's champion. Stephanie Vaquer comes out after the match and stands in the ring with the two ladies holding up their respective titles. And then Jordan freaking Grace, graced her presence, no pun intended, at the end of the show. And in the ring, we had a 3 stare down between Jordan Grace, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia, which I thought was sick. 2.5 hours. Fantastic premium live event. I know a lot of people were probably watching more of AEW, but at least I can happily say I loved NXT. Love he may like Grand Slam more. Obviously, that's your opinion. But anyway, so that is your review. Now we're going back to the Cap, the man, and someone else. Back to you.
All right, it's almost time for a break. Still to come, we recap TNA, NXT, and AEW. But before we go anywhere, it's time for a special promo segment as the captain has agreed to meet Beer face to face for the first time since 2024, if you want to get fancy, for the match of the year at Max 500.
Let's go.
I am Beer.
So, let me get this straight. So, Mo, you proceed to waltz your way here and leave me here right on the ground. You invade this like a common thug. But is this what it's come to? You want to proceed into breaking my home now? Is this what it's all about? Is it all about that you are not championship material anymore? You have to bring back a worthless title. A promo title which means nothing. Just like you. You're nothing. But let me tell you what I'm gonna do. As your champion, I'm gonna throw my cards on the table for you. I've already said at Promo Mania, the biggest night of our brand, I'm gonna put my title on the line against you. But I want you to put your worthless title on the line. And again, I can beat Bea Dussenger. I'm gonna run this brand. I'm gonna run this whole place. You think about the things that I'm capable of doing. I beat my own best friend in where I'm standing right now. Huh? You cost me a lot of things. You cost me my tag team titles because you were worthless. You beat me in King of the Mic. What'd you do? You ruined my chances, man. And I still do these stupid intros for you. Why am I wasting my time with you, Mo? Because you know what's going to happen at Promo Mania. I'm going to stack them. I'm going to smash them. And I'm going to walk out of Promo Mania a double champion. And you are going to go on your hands and knees, beg me for mercy. But I will show no remorse and no regrets. This is what it's all about. What? The nerve of this guy. Do you remember the last time that you were in this very room? Right here. I made your ass tap. What brings you here? What makes you think you can stand up to me now? I'm on another level now, Cap. I've surpassed you. I'm better than you. I need to now run this whole brand. And you will acknowledge me.
I'm sorry, did we forget who the OTC of Max Wrestling was? Let me just make one thing perfectly clear. I'm not here to rain on your parade. I'm here to flood the whole fucking city. Like you said, last time we were in this room was Max 500. You and the Max Avengers beat me down. You made me bleed my own blood right there. And you took the World Championship from me. That World Championship that you currently hold. But like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm proud of you. You have been a great world champion. But I'm not the type of guy that takes things from his friends. Yeah, we had our differences, but we have been best friends, and that's why I'm here. So, no, I'm not here to challenge you like Amir said. I'm not here to take everybody's gold. Because I know how it feels to lose something that you worked so hard for. See, I've got this. And I'm gonna hold on to it like my life depends on it. You have nothing to fear from me. Let me tell you a little story. A little personal, recent story. I had the girl that gave me everything I ever wanted. We went through it all together. Highs, lows, triumphs, heartbreaks, everything. And at the end of the rainbow, we had an amazing child. And still, one day, it still wasn't enough. So take it from me, champ, the good times don't last. Even when you think everything is perfect, when you've won at life, life will turn around, spit in your face, laugh, and walk away. Now, you and I go way back. We've been shat on before, we'll be shat on again. But in Max Wrestling right now, we are both champions. Last year was your year, this year is my year. We take what we can and we give nothing back. So I want you to do one thing for me and for yourself. I want you to walk into Promomania. I want you to look at Moses Marquez in the eye and say, fuck you for stabbing me in the back. And then, win.
Win. I will win. Like I said, I'm gonna smash them, and I'm gonna stash them. And this brand will be mine. Yeah, that may have been one of my best friends, and I know the crap that he's been through because of a certain piece of shit, and we won't name him. But Mo, like you just said, fuck you. And at Promomania, it's all over. Lights out.
You haven't answered my challenge yet.
What do you want?
Oh, it's what I want.
You want to know what I did to your cousin?
What do you think I'm gonna do to you?
You're gonna do nothing to me. I'm the man around here.
I want my shot.
Want your shot? I remember Max 500. I won this. You snatched your cousin in the back with a chair.
I did.
If it's what you want,
Mm-hmm.
you got it.
Smart choice.
I'll see you on Revolution Road.
Sure will.
Hi guys, it's Corey here, and I'm here to grant you an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm here to invite you to the hottest YouTube sensation since ever, and that's by joining the Max Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Yeah, that's right. If you're a fan of old school wrestling, trivia, promos, and all that good stuff, then make Max Wrestling your new home for entertainment. Also, we have new episodes every Thursday. Plus, join me, Cypher, Flex Murdoch, whatever you want to call me, here on the Max Wrestling page. I'll be live every Thursday after the show on YouTube. And don't forget our big event coming up soon, January 30th, Promo Rumble 10. So if you want to get down with the get down and join the boys and girls all around the world saying, Max Wrestling Podcast, yeah! Then give us a like, subscribe, and follow today. Thank you guys. I hope everybody's having a great year so far, because we're just getting started.
Welcome back to Max Wrestling. I am the captain. He is El Jefe. Speak his name and he appears. Make sure you like and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all social media and podcast platforms. And for all the information that you need, head to the beautifully done website, if I do say so myself, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
It is so pretty. So pretty. So let's get right on into it because the recap's coming fast and heavy. Let's jump right into this past week's TNA Total Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Joe Hendry defeated Jake Something with a standing ovation in the opening match of last week's Impact to retain the TNA World Championship. After the match, Ryan Nemeth hit the ring and talked smack to Hendry, calling him a fraud. And as Santino tries to put a stop to things, Jake Something attacks Ryan. Nick Nemeth comes to his aid and then hits him with several super kicks, but then accidentally hits Santino. Backstage, Santino suspends Nemeth for 4 weeks without pay. The Elegances defeated the King Bees with a top rope C4 from Heather, and after the match they smeared the King Bees with lipstick before Spitfire chased them off. Backstage, JDC talks down to Leon Slater and says that the Hardys are using him. After they start shoving each other, Leon challenges him to a no DQ match. In a town hall meeting, Mustafa Ali tries to assert his authority over the TNA locker room and claims to be the #1 contender for the World Championship, but he's interrupted by Tommy Dreamer, who says Mike Santana is the locker room leader. After being attacked backstage by Mance Warner, Sami Callihan loses to Frankie Kazarian thanks to more interference from Warner and Kazarian locking in a chicken wing. Security are then forced to separate Callihan and Warner after the match. Backstage, Josh Alexander reflects on his time and this being his last night in TNA and looking for revenge against Eric Young. Cora Jade then makes another random appearance from NXT and defeats Xia Brookside with Jaded. Backstage, after Tessa Blanchard brushes off Ariana Grace, a pissed off Santino yells at Tessa and says there will be consequences if she doesn't wrestle next week. In the ring, the Rascals issue a challenge to Wesley and the Bootleg Rascals for a 6-man tag with Ace Austin. After calling Lee out, a brawl begins with Austin joining the fight, but Wesley gets the better of them. Masha Slamovich defeated Savannah Evans to retain the Knockouts Championship with Requiem, and in the main event, Eric Young defeated Josh Alexander in his final TNA match with a pile driver. That's it for TNA Impact, and now it's time to recap the Smack. So Cody Rhodes opened the show for last week's SmackDown and sizes up his potential challengers from Elimination Chamber, but is interrupted by Drew McIntyre to talk about their past. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga then interrupt as McIntyre leaves them to it, and Cody is circled before Solo Sikoa is seen arriving backstage and Fatu saying they had family business to discuss. Naomi defeated Chelsea Green with a split-legged moonsault in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. In a video update, Sami Zayn talks about his history with Kevin Owens and he wants a match with Owens when he's cleared. Motor City Machine Guns defeat Lord Garza with Skull and Bones. Backstage, Jacob Fatu went to confront Solo, but Solo urged him to win the Elimination Chamber qualifier and told him that he loved him. In the ring, Shinsuke Nakamura claimed that nobody is coming for him and he has no worthy contenders. LA Knight interrupts, still looking for revenge and getting his title back, but The Miz also interrupts to run them both down. Nick Aldis breaks things up and sets up a number 1 contenders match. LA Knight then defeats The Miz despite distraction from Nakamura, and we have a title rematch in the works. Carmelo Hayes defeated R-Truth with nothing but net after escaping an AA. In another video update, Kevin Owens responds to Sami Zayn from his car and talks about his own pain from being betrayed by all of his friends. Owens says he doesn't care if Zayn is cleared or not, he wants to face him at Elimination Chamber in Toronto, and Kev, I know how you feel. In a women's title match, Tiffany Stratton defeated Nia Jax by disqualification after being attacked by Candice LeRae. After the match, both Jax and Candice attack Tiffy, who is saved by Trish Stratus. Following the attack, Charlotte Flair sat on a chair over Tiffy and confirmed that she would challenge her at WrestleMania. Here we go. Backstage, the attack on Jade Cargill seemingly points at Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez as Nick Aldis shows Bianca and Naomi footage of them walking away from the scene that night. The tag team champions promise to handle business on Raw. Backstage, Trish Stratus catches up with Tiffany and offers to team with her against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber. And in the main event, with Cody Rhodes fighting off interference from Solo, Damian Priest defeated Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu to book his spot in the Elimination Chamber with a South of Heaven. Now we're skipping Collision this week because Moses is going to be talking about Grand Slam Australia and the Little Ring. So we're going to go straight to beer for the NXT round.
Right, what's good everyone, this is Beer. This is your NXT review for the fallout from Vengeance Day. We start the show with a recap of Vengeance Day. And the show starts with the Rula NXT champion Oba Femi talks about the 4 men who jumped in following the match. And I forgot to add that on to the review, so I apologize. Oba calls all 4 of them out. To the shock of the fans, we have a shock appearance from TNA's X-Division champion Moose confronted Oba Femi. Now this up there was one of the matches I've been looking forward to. This was coming. It was a matter of when it was coming. Moose said that the match will happen. Oba Femi also said it will have to happen. And the aura and the presentation of this was fucking phenomenal. Then we have the opening match tonight. It's a triple threat match with Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, and Carmen Petrovich decide the number 1 contender for Stephanie Vaquer's Women's North American title. And once again, Carmen picks up the win. To a shock reaction, it's a pretty decent match. Following match, Jada attacks Carmen after the match. Kalani and Kalani and Jada again brawl outside. Feud's not over between these two. Jada attacks Cara again. And then we have Fatal Influence attacking Carmen Petrovic after the match. Julia and Stephanie Vaquer attempt to save Carmen Petrovic, but the numbers game is still there. We have Jordan Grace comes out to even the odds. Jordan says she wants a fight, and they challenge Fatal Influence with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer in the main event. Then we have Channing Stacks Lorenzo, my man. The family speak business ahead of the match with Shawn Spears later on tonight and wants to handle the family business after Tony D'Angelo's brutal attack by Spears in that steel cage match last week. Next up, we have the Meta Girls facing Sol Ruca and Zarya. This was a very good tag team match. Two of the strongest women with lashes, and Sol Ruca and Zarya was fantastic. As well as Jakara and Sol, who are fantastic themselves. Sol and Zarya pick up the win with an F5 and an amazing Soul Snatcher, best finish in the business for the 1-2-3. Wesley then attempts to have an interview with Sarah Schreiber, and then Sarah runs off as if you have an arrival of an absolute star. Now, speaking of that, we then have the official contract signing with Ava and the certain absolute star to be interrupted by Ethan Page. Page thinks the contract will state that this star's first match will be against Obafemi. It's not the case. Page then gets jumped by Javon Evans, and they brawl to the back. Then gets interrupted by Wesley. Wesley said he'll give a pass about earlier, saying that you don't disrespect Wesley. Wesley tries to jump the superstar, hits him to the outside, and then we have the official contract signed in the name of Ricky Saints. This is going to be interesting. I will always know him as Ricky Starks. Ricky Saints is not bad. It could have been worse. It could have been Todgery Todrington, to my knowledge. But Ricky Saints is not bad. I mean, I don't mind the name, but Ricky Starks was just a bit more, was way better than that. Next up, Sarah Schreiber. Busy night for beautiful Sarah. Speaks to Fraxim after the incredible match against Josh Briggs and Inamura, to be interrupted by the No Quarter Catch crew. Bourne said they are chasing tag team gold, but it's not the NXT tag team titles. And then Tavion Heights then challenges the greatest tag team ever in the Hardys from TNA. The pop was ridiculous for the Hardys, and then we found out later on in the show, Matt and Jeff accepted, so next week we're gonna see the No Quarter Catch crew against Matt and Jeff Hardy on NXT in Cincinnati. Whew. The show looks stacked already. We haven't even got started on that yet, baby. Next up, we do have Channing Stacks Lorenzo going one-on-one with Shawn Spears in a decent little match. Spears defeats the Underboss with the C4, but how fucking great does Izzy Dame fit in this stable? This gal has needed a lot of seasoning. Get her some work, and Izzy Dame will be a player. Guarantee you that. Mrs. Bromberg, by the way. Lexis King then speaks to Moose and asking why the TNA towns don't defend their titles in NXT. Moose said, if you want a shot, come ask for it. Moose then challenges Lexis for a match next week in Cincinnati. So we're going to have also a TNA X Division title match with Moose and Lexis King. A little bit of an earlier confrontation. Eddie Thorpe defeats a broken Mr. Andre Chase, who's still yet to recover from the disbanding of Chase U. Thorpe wins after a chop block to the injured leg, hits him with the Impalo DDT. Truck then confronts Eddie and said he'll be taking Eddie under with him if he goes down. This is likely to be an underground match. Book it now. Ethan and Wesley then confront Ricky Saints and Javon Evans, and Ava makes the tag match ready for next week. Now, this card looks juiced already. And then also, we do have the NXT Women's North American title between Stephanie Vaquer and Karen Petrovic as well, which is going to be a banger. Then we have the main event of the night. He's Phalo Influence facing Jordan Grace, Julia, and Stephanie Vaquer. Very good main event. Now, you got Uncle Sean now. Is just flexing this women's division. This women's division now is just turning into a joke. And to think that there's still possible names from TNA could even show up again. You could have Ash by Elegance. You got Masha, who's been showing her face a little bit lately. And dare I say it, this is going to cause controversy. Possible appearance by Tessa. Now, I know everyone's going to have their takes on Tessa. I respect Tessa as a wrestler. I think Tessa in the ring is great. As a human, she's vile. but she hasn't apologized publicly. So in terms of respect, I respect Tessa as a wrestler. That's it. Very good match. Jordan hits next with the Juggernaut Drive for the 1-2-3. Jordan has a little bit of a look down with both women who both hold titles. Who will Jordan want to challenge? It's likely. I think it's going to be likely now. We're going to have Julia against Jordan Grace. And the women's North American title, I think it's going to be Stephanie Vaquer against Lola Vice. That's my take. Show finished with the 4 new rookies destroying Ava's office and leaving Robert Stone in a mess. This one annoyed me. We didn't get them any part of the show till the end of the night. Still no explanation. What's their motto and what do they want? So, I don't want to wait till next week. I thought the show was very solid. I would give the show a very solid 8. Come off the back of what was a fantastic premium live event. But anyway, now usually, this is the part where I get excited. But I'm no longer excited. Alright, time to go. Last night of Dynamite.
So, he's very bitter, the man. So no intros, no cool intros anymore. That's all right. I don't need them. Yeah, a whole lot of shit happened over these last, fucking 5 days or whatever have you for AEW. We got Grand Slam, Australia, Aussie. By the way, that shit came on at 11:30-ish, my time.
I was so confused because I thought it was going to be live. So I'm about to put the predictions up.
Right.
And then it's the next morning, 7 in the morning. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, it's on now. It's Australian time. And then I'm looking for it, and there's no feed. There's no nothing. So then I realized that they're doing it there, and then they're broadcasting it later. So that kind of sucked.
It did, but it is what it is. I mean, overall, the show I thought was good. The open criticism of the size of the ring, it did look a little weird. But then again, I personally feel that a lot of AEW fans are used to indie wrestling. So seeing these different size rings, you're like, oh, hey, that looks a little bigger. And then that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You bring attention to it and then you walk away. I don't think it affected matches in any way, negative or not negative. I thought everything was good not everything was good because of it, but I thought it was good because of it. The opener was really good. First off, I will make one tiny argument that the timing of this was so fucking inconvenient that AEW had no choice but to put it up on YouTube. The problem is they cut a good chunk of shit out. And I don't know if it was all because of commercials, but the difference I got when I tried to watch it again on Max that following Monday, it left some to be desired. But from what I was able to watch on YouTube, because I wasn't staying up till fucking goddamn 11:30, I really did enjoy the tag match, Kyle Fletcher and Tanosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Obviously, we've seen both of those dudes in singles, and we're going to repeat it again. We've seen Takeshita and Omega before, but Kenny's back. So maybe it'll be better than we think. I don't know. I already have a bar set for it. If it just kisses that bar, that's good enough for me. And Will Ospreay can do nothing. He can play football for all I give a shit, and I'd be happy and excited. And same thing goes for fucking Kyle Fletcher. Anything these guys do, I get excited for. So that was a great match. I have not been hearing anybody shit talk Harley Cameron for weeks, and it is great. Her match with Mercedes Moné was actually better than I thought. It did give you a little WWE feel. I will admit that. Gave you a little bit of the WWE feel because it was quirky. She did bust out the puppet. The puppet spot broke me. Mercedes ends up winning anyway. Harley Cameron has to go in the background. It sucks. Hopefully she comes back sooner because I think that push was good. It's time for her to get some more spotlight. What else did we get? I did not expect Mariah May to lose the AEW Women's Championship. I expected the match to be as good as it was because it banged. It was excellent. These ladies, I don't think they can have a bad match. And if I'm hearing correctly, we don't have to wait long to see them go at it again.
No, they need to complete the trilogy for sure.
Yeah. If you will segue that a little bit into fucking how Dynamite, into the Toni Storm segment on Dynamite, she pretty much has an open challenge for the AEW Women's Championship. It looks like it's going to be answered by Mariah May, and we'll just go again for the third time at Revolution. No harm in it. No harm in it. I am a little worried that the 2-week turnaround, they're not going to have the same heat. You know what I mean? There's not going to be the same gusto. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little worried. And then there's a match I am passing on Grand Slam like a mofo. I can't remember it right now, but I have to talk about the NWO, the fucking the Moxie Murder Crew. These I said it with the TSK and even the boys and I. We all agreed that we wanted Copeland to get his ass beat, but in reality, like I'm laughing with you, but in dead reality, nobody gets anything on the Moxie Murder Crew. Nobody gets a fucking finger on these guys. And that's why we're getting the NWO vibes. That's why it's feeling, to me, stale and boring, and we've seen it and we've done it and it's overdone and I don't want it. And it just, because nobody's going to get an upper hand until they win it all. And that's not how it should, like, you should be able to let them, people should be able to get pinned. Claudio should be able to get pinned. Pac, Wheeler, those guys should be able to get fucking pinned, and it hurt the group a little bit, but it doesn't hurt Moxley. Doesn't hurt the overall fucking gimmick, but they're not impenetrable. They're bad in numbers. Like, they'll whip your ass in numbers, but they're beatable. But instead they're the NWO. And it's as annoying as it is. And I'm hoping that this is just the other side of the world. Because any other crowd that is not America will sing theme songs and be overly exciting and be the greatest crowd you may have ever heard. So massive shout out to Australia. You got people in fucking Phoenix, Arizona singing this shit too. I hope it doesn't stick, because if it does, they're going to give him the belt.
Yeah, it is a great song though. It's an iconic song.
It is. And it holds the nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? The nostalgia. But at the same time, we don't want it. I don't want it. It's garbage. No bueno. No gracias. As for Dynamite, personally thought it was a snoozer. I mean, we're not going through notes this week like that. We're just going to just ramble it out. But I thought it was another snoozer of an episode. It did open up hot, though, with MJF and who the fuck was he yelling? Hangman Adam Page. And that, I thought that was a great little back and forth exchange. I did kind of make fun of them for a bit because they look like, oh, hit me. No, I'm going to hit you. No, I'm going to. But it's building the tension. You know what I mean? We're obviously going to get it at Revolution. It looks like it's going to be a banger of a match. Either one of these guys can win, but at the same time, I feel like either one of these dudes lose and it's going to fucking hurt them. So it's I don't know. You know what I mean? It's one of these ones where I don't know. Hangman is going full babyface. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I wouldn't be surprised if he fucking comes out to his old music. You know what I mean? Just that's how fucking babyface this cat's trying to be.
Yeah, I think it would hurt Hangman more because MJF just found himself again in that feud with Jeff Jarrett. That's the old MJF. But again, it was Jeff Jarrett. So
yeah.
I think MJF still hasn't quite found that level that he was at yet. When he was feuding with Punk, when he was feuding with the other three pillars. Obviously that was his peak, and he dropped down when he turned babyface, went through that whole back and forth shit with Adam Cole. He was injured, Cole was injured, he's a babyface, Cole's a babyface. And he hasn't quite fully recovered from that yet. So he's still not the MJF. Like he's not the Uber MJF yet. Again. But I think he can still get there if he just keeps up with these heel promos.
And not only that, the bigger the baby face, the bigger the heel he tends to be. So, and in this instance, it's working out awesome. I swear we've seen Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill in a street fight before. But we got it again,
Sounds familiar.
and they beat the shit out of each other. I mean, there was chants of Hobbs, and then there was chants of Bill, and then there was meat. Those are my favorite chants. I love when they chant meat. There would look like there was so much they wanted to do. They had like these cinder block things hanging out, set up by the stage where it looked like they were going to throw each other through them. They fucking hung out there for like 15 minutes after the match ended, untouched. They did this spot though. The big spot was they were on the stage, and there's like 2 tables on the ground, and it's not obviously it's a fall. I don't give a shit how fucking big it is or not. It's not that big of a deal. It's got barbed wire on them. It looked like Hobbs was trying to choke slam Big Bill, but Big Bill's like, I'm not jumping. So he kind of looked like he pushed him. And so when he fucking jumps back, Big Bill misses the first table and barely catches the second table and just fucking creams himself right on the goddamn floor, just murders himself. And then his arms are completely free, decides, I'm going to stick my hand in some of the barbed wire. Oh, I can't get out. Count to 10. Thought that was annoying as shit, but it's fine. It's fine. You got to showcase these guys. Gabe Kidd is going to be on Collision. I'm fucking mad excited for that shit. Okay, this is the most awkward save of my life. If you watch Dynamite at all, you're gonna be either embarrassed or you're gonna laugh. I don't know what to do. But Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander had a very good match. A very good match. Again, Chris Statlander's underrated as fuck. Megan Bayne, I have not given her enough credit. Shame on me. She's fucking awesome. I think they're going to go places with this whole thing. But the match actually ended thanks to Penelope Ford coming out, shoving Statlander off the top rope. Bayne hits the F5, picks up the win. After the match, Statlander tried to go after, Penelope Ford goes after Statlander. That's when Thunder Rosa comes down. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Thunder Rosa is going to get involved, and she's going to make the save. And she's got this chair, right? And then she gets in the middle of them, and she looks like she's going to hit fucking Megan Bayne. And then little old tiny Penelope Ford gets in front of her. And I'm like, she can like cream both of y'all with one chair shot. But hey, you know what? Suspend my disbelief. You know what I'm saying? Fucking says it's like, uh-oh, protecting homegirl. And then as nicely, without being a mean person as someone can, Penelope Ford grabs the chair all hella gently, and they do this like shitty tug of war. Then Penelope just gives up, and then they all just stand there. And then they're standing there. And then they're standing there. And then Megan Bayne decides to leave. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What am I watching? What is going on? It was so bad. I went back and watched it a second time, and it was the worst. It was so bad. Ricochet can't talk, but this was it's a good promo. He cannot put together sentences though. Like seriously, I don't know who the overall character and everything he's doing. Yes, I fucking love it. Keep it going. But he can't fucking complete sentences. He was talking about like guys he beat, and his like main event name was Commander. And I'm like, huh? And then there was some other thing where like he was like, all these guys are losers and I'm a winner or something like that. But the way he said it, it was like, wait, what? It just, none of the shit he says makes sense. He's out there wearing Prince Nana's robe that he fucking stole. And Nana comes out there and he's like, he asked him nicely for the robe back. He tells him, take it from me. And he says, I'm keeping it. And then that's it. That was it. It was such a waste of fucking time. Again, I love the heel Ricochet, but such a waste of time. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly were very good. Very, very good. The ending was so abrupt though. So abrupt, wasn't even funny. That was the thing. It just fucking came out of nowhere. This was it the Cassidy winning? Just out of fucking nowhere. Then we got the whole run in after the fact. Don Callis is like, Orange Cassidy's going to lose to Keshta, blah, 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 blah. Kenny comes out. Yeah. Good stare down. Kenny holding the international championship at the end. I like it. I think this is good. I'm already ready for Revolution. Like you can You can skip next week. I already know Takesha's going to win. I can give a shit what else you got left to do on Dynamite. I am excited for Collision, though. They are really trying to ramp this show up. I mean, like on Saturday, we got Bandito and Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. Death Riders against Danny Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker for the Trios titles. Murder Machines, and the Hurt Syndicate, and then Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd's going to be on Collision. So, I mean, I'm watching on Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to say, Collision seems to be better than Dynamite recently.
Yeah, little bit.
It's almost like, though, that they've focused so much on improving Collision, they've kind of forgot about Dynamite. And so Dynamite suffered.
I think it's a combination of that, and I think a bunch of dudes came back from, or dudes and ladies came back from Australia and were like, bro, I can't do nothing. And so they're like, all right, run with what you got. And so they ran with what they got. Hopefully next week will be better because, in my opinion, in the TSK's opinion, these last 2 weeks have been just dreadful.
Yeah, like Buddy Man, that ring fucked my foot up.
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. If I've seen the slow motion version so many times, it sticks out in my brain. His leg goes down and then go, it was no. Ankle goes all the way sideways.
When I went to see Beer the other day, actually, we were watching a video about some guy reviewing Grand Slam, and he was just like, you can ship over the LED boards and everything. Why can't you ship the ring? Because it's not like it comes whole. You got to build it.
Very good question. But at the same time, you think they would be able to get a 20 by 20 out there, considering like all the things. Like I would say, like considering the fact that like they work, companies in Australia work with like New Japan. You're gonna tell me that guys, you're not gonna have a 20 by 20 ring for guys from New Japan?
No.
Where's goddamn Bad Luck Fale? I know he's back over there in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, I hate comparing the two companies, but WWE did an Australian show years ago. I think it was the first, what was it called? Super Showdown.
Yeah.
I think it was in Sydney. And like they had a normal ring. They probably shipped their own over.
Yeah. What the fuck, TK? I mean, I make the joke every week, bro. You didn't buy nobody in the transfer window, so come on. Where's the fucking money?
Spent too much money on fucking Mercedes.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, so I still haven't seen Grand Slam yet, so I haven't seen Dynamite either, so all of that was news to me. So I got some catching up to do before Revolution, but we got 2 weeks.
Yes, we do.
And speaking of which, as you heard earlier tonight, it is now official. Beer will defend the Max World Championship against the Phoenix at Revolution Road. It all goes down on March 6th, and we will also predict AEW Revolution.
Hey, what do you know? The B Championship's on the line. I gotta love it. Also, by Revolution Road, the Demoness in the Shape will rise once again to defend the Max Wrestling Tag Team Championships against 2/3 of the brothers, the Max Destruction, Chris Reed, and the Travesty.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm going to make a major announcement right now. Moses, since you want to go around calling yourself the promo champion, you want to carry around the retired championship, how about you defend it? I'm issuing an open challenge on behalf of Moses for his promo championship at Revolution Road.
What do you know? Just when I think I have fucking another event off, there I am working. Well, at least I know in advance, and you must go check out the official theme song because it definitely fits this right now. Shut Up and Fight by the Captain's Revenge. It's an old-fashioned fight song straight out of the 80s, taken from the new album Distortions, available to stream anywhere you can find music. And of course, for more information and links to this song, head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/revolution.
Yeah, boy. And of course, speaking of music, you can check out my interview with Mike Larkin right now. It is up on YouTube. It's up on the Captain's Revenge YouTube. It's also on Mike's YouTube. I will put the links in the description for you. But for now, let's... Well, you see, the thing is, we got 2 boards. One's nice, one's not so nice, but we always check them twice. It is time for the Bellend board.
This is like the worst part of the week.
The hell's a Bellend?
A Bellend? You're a Bellend, mate. Look, Bellend 1, Bellend 2, big veiny Bellend over here.
Well, I mean, I think we know who's going to be Bellend of the year because nobody's topping those points. But apart from that, currently Brock Lesnar. No, wait, Tony Khan is in second place with 60 points, followed by Brock with 50.
Tony Khan's getting more points. I can't. I understand the circumstances surrounding, guys in Australia. The Australia show was just Saturday, and turnaround is quick and fast. I get it. I get it. But you got to do better, man. There's got to be better on this. Why not have a Ring of Honor takeover? You know what I mean? If you have this other brand, if you have other outlets, if you have other talent that you can display, present, if you want to use a big fancy word, why not do it? Give them the fucking primetime television spot, because you can't really fill a roster right now because half the dudes are gone, which we get. It's again, we understand it. So give us something else. Give us something that's still worthwhile, still worth watching this week and last week, where you had a little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of that. That was it. Hey,
why has Athena never been on Dynamite?
We literally had that discussion last night, and it ended up with, well, where's she going to end after she loses to somebody like Mercedes? Oh, well, no, she would have to beat Mercedes. Cool. If she does, then what?
Yeah.
Same thing all over again?
Honestly, I don't think there's literally anything else she can do in Ring of Honor. She's been carrying that, not only the whole fucking brand for like 3 years.
Not just the division. She is their biggest star. Hands fucking down. So yeah, TK is gonna get another 10 points this week, bump him to 70. Or is it 60?
Yeah, that puts him on 70.
70. So all bad for the TK. Who else was given? I'm gonna give the IWC all kinds of shit over the ring issue, because it didn't make a difference in the show. It didn't make a difference in the matches. It didn't make a difference in anything. But complain about a goddamn ring size is like complaining about something else's size. That just shows your lack of confidence. So the IWC is going to get another 10 points. The IWC is collecting points this year, man.
Yeah. So is TK.
We're
only in week 8.
Jesus criminy. And the hatred is so much these days from the fucking IWC. And then just TK just sucks right now. So he's going to get all the hate in the world. I think I want to say that's it. Yeah, I got nothing else.
Yeah, I've only got. I'm gonna 10 points to Bully Ray, Bubba Ray.
Oh,
because he just seems to have become a little bit of a WWE shill since he started working with them again. Okay, very much a WWE shill. And basically talking about how, having outstanding wrestling matches doesn't pay. Like, obviously, it's all about storylines and characters and shit. And I think even Meltzer, replied to him and was like, okay, but there was also outstanding wrestling in ECW, and you didn't do shit.
So I'm gonna shit on Bully Ray a little bit just to help him out. So your matches at WrestleMania didn't mean shit, right? Because nobody gave a. Let's be fucking honest. Nobody gave a fuck about the Dudleys until after the TLC match. Let's just be real with yourself, brother. Let's be real here, dude. And I understand it. And in WWE, you don't need the greatest matches in the world to get over, because we've got characters and stories, and for sure, right on. That's been their MO for fucking decades. But that doesn't mean that that's the only good wrestling out there. There's others. Again, bro, remember, your jackass stuff in ECW barely got you over enough to have to do an over-the-top match for you to get over. For them to allow you to be the quirky, to fucking do the fucking, killing a Mae Young and all this other shit. Because of that match. Because of a great match. That's the shit that it's like, fucking really? Really? They didn't just go, hey, we really like you guys. Come on out. No. We found out that you're over thanks to this. So this is the shit you get to do now.
Yep. Well, why is Mercedes Moné paid so much? Because her character work sucks.
Yeah.
She cannot cut a fucking promo. She gets
She's
paid
almost
so
as bad
much
as
because she
Ricochet.
had so many great matches in WWE. She went over to Japan. She had some good matches. And TK thought she was worth the payday that Triple H didn't.
Bingo.
She's where she is because she had great matches at one point in her career.
I just like what I really want to know, like, what happens when, like, do you like commit yourself to like WWE? Do you like go into like the
Yeah.
fucking Twin Towers and you be like, I'd like to change my brain, please, and just they give you like this brain implant where it's like it gives you a bypass filter to say stupid shit.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of some kind of deal with WWE, you have to talk shit about literally any other company. And WWE
Everybody.
is the best and the be all end all. It's happened with Booker T, happened with Eric Bischoff.
I don't. I get it, bro. If they pay you that much, just say so. For real,
be honest,
just say so. I'll shut up. I understand money. You know what I mean? I understand money.
The only one I gotta say has remained kind of neutral and still respectful to everybody is Mickie James. Like, she's been working with WWE again. She's on the new LFG show as one of the judges. She keeps to herself. She doesn't say shit.
No, but she's also been the person on both sides of the coin, where she's talked positively about the company and then talked negatively about it as well.
True.
So, I mean, I think that people know her stance a little bit more, and they understand it, or at least I think that they would or did or should, because everything for her has been, I don't want to say everything, but most of it's been public. And because it's public, you're like, okay, we know how you feel. Well, everybody else in the public eye is sucking the D.
Yeah. All right. I don't think there's anybody else for the Bell End board. It's been an okay week. Raw was great this week. I really enjoyed Raw. So no points on Raw for me. I was gonna be mean and give 5 points to Raquel because she's just a shell of what she was in NXT. But is it really her fault?
She's nothing.
I don't know if it's her fault. She had a lot of health stuff going on. She went away. She came back. She went away. She came back. And now they've just made her the female Diesel.
But you can't be even Diesel was entertaining sometimes. I don't even. It's like that she's out there for because of pure size. That is it.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why she's out there, is because she's size. And if that's the case, if she can't do anything, let her go. Let her do something else. Be an enforcer. Remember when Omos did nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Don't actually parade her around like she could do something and then prove that she can't do shit.
I get it. It's not really Bell End worthy, but I'm going to give 5 points to Raquel.
It's not your fault, darling.
Yeah, you're not a Bell End. It's just you're not as entertaining as you used to be.
Guilty by association.
Or Beer would agree. All right, now let's flip to the other board. It is time to put some points on the Bruv board. Bruv.
Oh, buy a drink for my bruv.
Brother.
Okay, so the Bruv board is, of course, twice the size of the Bell End board, because we have a lot of repeat offenders on the Bell End board. Currently on top of the Bruv board, however, is the one and only Kenny by God Omega with 80 points. But he is followed pretty closely by JD McDonough, who picked up a straight 50 points for his badassery a few weeks ago. And then Harley Cameron and Soraya both on 40 for different reasons. This week, I'm going to straight up give 20 points to Penta.
Hey.
1 for having a great match this week. 2 for wrestling for 3 fucking years with a torn bicep. You crazy motherfucker.
Great interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, yeah. Chris is killing it.
Hey.
Love Chris Van Vliet. I'm going to give 10, 20, Fuck it. 20 points to the iconic Trish Stratus for still being Trish Stratus after all these years. They need to go to Toronto more often because every time they do, Trish comes back.
Fucking childhood Woodies, boy. I tell you what.
They're still there.
Fucking hell.
That puts Trish on 40. Who else been great this week? 10 points to Tony Storm for getting the gold back.
All right.
We love some timeless Tony.
All day long. Her interview was probably the best part of Dynamite.
Yeah, and fine. I'm going to finish mine off with 10 points to the Undertaker. Because it's very, very rare. There you go. It's very rare you see the Undertaker get legit pissed off with people. He's usually a very respectful person, very calm, very collected. But that clip that was released of LFG with the really cocky rookie Taker was pissed at the disrespect. Disrespect the Undertaker? What the fuck's the matter with you?
I'm about to say Taker from all the, and now granted, yes, it's a podcast and he puts them on the YouTube and whatever you can call what it is, but he is as chill as a guy as can be. You can be a little bit of a dickhead or whatever, and he'll give you a look, and maybe that's not my type of thing. You know, he gives you the old guy look. But when you cross that line, you meet the old school dude, where it's you respect first, everything else second. And I don't care how old Mark is. No, sir. No, sir.
Still throw them soup bones.
I don't want it. Not a bit. Let's see. Who else deserves some fucking cool points here? Who was any good on fucking Demate? That was well, you already gave Tony Storm points. That was the only real good thing. I don't want to give Harley Cameron points. You already got all you need. Kenny didn't do shit. Fuck, this goddamn episode sucked.
Kenny became a meme again after, I think it was a Hurricane Run, and he just did that face again.
Oh, yeah. Man. I love that part. No, fuck it. I am going to give Harley Cameron 10 points for her match against Mercedes Moné for Grand Slam. I thought, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Harley Cameron deserves a real push now.
Yeah, may her momentum continue.
Please and thank you. Is there a...
you could maybe throw some points to Kevin Owens for going Max Wrestling old school and cutting a car promo.
Hell, fuck yeah. You know what? The point, I didn't want it. I was like, hey, that's cool. Check him out. I didn't want to get, you know what? But yeah, now that you put it out like that, it's a staple of Max Wrestling. 20 points to the big KO.
You would be hard pressed to find anybody in Max Wrestling that hasn't cut at least one promo in a car.
At least one. I don't think and I mean this. It's been a minute since we've talked about him, but I don't think Chris Maldonado had one that wasn't in his car. He was the master of the car promo.
And I think the only person that hasn't done one is the Demoness, and that's because you don't need to see her in a car because she just teleports everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't want her in confined spaces.
Yeah, she didn't do well in confined spaces either.
Nope.
So yeah, 5 points to KO for going old school.
Love it.
Sorry, Sammy. All right. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you all. Before we close this up, let's find out what is in store for the TSK with Click Talk.
All right, TSK. So again, thanks to the fun timing of how Grand Slam went, we were gonna try to get an episode out. We still might. It's one of those things where I'll put it out there, and if it drops, hey, there you go, enjoy it. But if not, the next one that we got coming is gonna be Revolution. Yeah, it's gonna be Revolution coming up on the 9th, 2 weeks out. So that'll be a good one there. That'll also be the last one that we post here, but it'll be a simul. TSK is going on their own as of March 10th, probably. But we will still be here in some capacity. Probably going to try to start covering Dynamite for the Max fan. We'll figure out what the TSK can do to stay in the Max friendlies, stay in the Max good vibes and all that fun stuff. Other than that, Max Football Pod's dropping this weekend. Holy shit. It's actually going down. I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me. Life came over me, but it's actually going down. There's 11 weeks left in the Prem. That's 12, 11 weeks your boy's going to yell about his team. So get ready for that shit. MLS starts this Saturday. So got to talk about how my team did absolutely poor in the desert, and we're going to talk about how we could fix that. So there's two sides of the football and the soccer, for those out there cringing at that word, coming at you this weekend. Get excited for it because it's coming at you each and every weekend because your boy figured out what a schedule is, and it's working like a charm. I am tired. I am tired, but the schedule is working like a charm. So make sure you're subscribed right here on the YouTubes. And, of course, to find out what's going down, check out the socials because that's where everything else goes down. And the number one social I want everybody to jump on right here, right now is go to the Facebooks. Go to facebook.com/Max Wrestling UK. Get on it now, especially when Corey the Prophet gets on the Aftermax. And then there's so much more on there. You want us to get on it now. That's the best part. But the other places you can find us is on the evil Twitter machine, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, Max Football Pod, and of course the beautifully done website where you're going to find these links, a whole bunch more, some history, some fucking bios. I don't even know what else is on there. Just a plethora of nonsensory. Head on over to the Beautifully Done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button, follow button right here on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course right here on the beautiful YouTubes and TikTok while it's still there.
Yeah, basically all the history, anything you need to know about any past events, match history, literally anything is on, all statistics you could think of about Max Wrestling's on that website.
Hey. Statistics.
And like we said, yeah, head to Facebook for Cypher's Aftermax post show. It is no longer on TikTok. It will be moving to Facebook Live right after the show, and you can catch it live on the Max Wrestling Facebook group. And of course, it will be available for replays too. So that is it for now. We will see you next week for the Revolution Road Go Home show.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll find out who answers the challenge for the promo championship.
Hey.
But until then, goodbye and good night. Bye.
Thanks, Kevin, for taking up the challenge.
I don't know why I went Scooby-Doo. That's Ghostbusters.